The penultimate episode of Peacemaker just dropped on HBO Max. It confirmed some of my theories I had going in, and it completely tore others down. This is my spoiler review of episode 7 of Peacemaker. With both the Fireflies and the White Dragon, along with his clan closing in on them, the team makes a final stand, or rather, a run for it. But before I properly start with my review for Peacemaker, let me know your thoughts on this episode, on the show so far, anything and everything. Drop it down there and start the conversation, because it's always the most important part. And if you like movies and TV, this is the place to be, so consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. This episode, just right off the bat with that cold open, touches much more on the dramatic side that we have been building throughout this, where we see the backstory of what Agee Smith had Christopher and his older brother Keith doing as kids, that eventually led up to Keith's unfortunate death when he was really young. And that touches on the trauma that has been haunting Peacemaker throughout this show, throughout his life, and it prepares us for the big cathartic moment that comes near the end of the episode, where we conclude this arc of his at facing his biggest demon, the one that has been haunting him all throughout his life, the one that has led him down this very wrong path. And he finally confronts this demon and gets rid of him. Which, let's be honest, into the next episode and going into season 2, that's only going to lead to more trauma for Peacemaker, but it shows the growth and what the story has been actually doing to progress his character throughout. And I can tell you right now, while this isn't like my favorite episode of the show, I still think episode 4 is the best one. This episode builds to an amazing crescendo for what the finale will be. It pays off a ton of character and story arcs that we've been establishing and developing throughout this show in a really satisfying manner. From Harcourt becoming the leader of the team after Murn's demise, because they're found out by the Fireflies, because Murn's old friend, who is now a Firefly, keeps the memory so they know where they are, and the leader of the Fireflies, the former Goth, that has now taken over Detective Song. They find him, they kill him, and I thought the Butterfly should have waited a little bit for them to leave before leaving Murn's body, but it leaves the body immediately after Murn is shot, and it's just squashed in Song's hand and thrown to the wall. And James Gunn has this really emotional scene where I'm kind of getting teary-eyed because of a fucking space bug. And it's amazing how he has built all these characters, and not only he pays it off with having Harcourt become the leader of the new team without Murn, but also that confrontation at the beginning where Adebayo is about to leave and Harcourt just feels betrayed. So now there's no facade about her character. There's no pretending this doesn't hurt. There's no pretending this doesn't hurt the others. She's not only speaking for herself, she's speaking for Peacemaker, for Economist, for everyone. When she finds out that Adebayo planted the diary, that Adebayo is Waller's daughter, and Murn knows and doesn't care, which is a really funny moment. But again, we go back to growth, and Harcourt, I think she has been the secret MVP of this show, right behind Peacemaker. But this episode alone is like the ultimate proof of that, where we see more emotion and more damage from Harcourt in this single scene than she has led on in any others. Where last week we saw her open a little bit towards Peacemaker, and this betrayal by Adebayo just completely let the doors into who she actually is, into what she actually is feeling. And so that's extremely compelling to see how this character has opened up and how much she has grown attached to everyone else that was betrayed, but also to Adebayo, that she trusted little by little throughout his show. And Jennifer Holland has done such a great job at not allowing us to see too deep into this character, but now with those doors open, letting us see fully, and the way her performance changes throughout this is just really great storytelling by James Gunn once again. But this episode not only is rich with great drama, not only fulfills character arcs, not only does it have great character work, it has a ton of action and tension with Peacemaker, Economist, and Vigilante on the run. They're attacked by the White Dragon and his clan because they have a tracker on his helmet. And you have this big confrontation where at one point I thought Vigilante was just dead, but he's all just fucked up on one side of his body. And we have this big confrontation where they eventually find Peacemaker, they start beating him up, and Peacemaker gains the courage to finally confront his father and beat the shit out of him, where at one point I myself screamed at the screen because he attacks Agee and hurts Agee. And you guys know me, if I see animal violence, I'm going to hate whoever the fuck hurts an animal all the more. And Peacemaker has this great moment with his father where he's punching the shit out of him without the mask and all that after Economist kills the whole gang. What a stud. And Vigilante helps him out. And there's this confrontation about everything that Agee did to Peacemaker throughout his life. And as he's giving this big speech, oh, you can't fucking kill me, you pussy, you blah, blah, blah. And Peacemaker just, boom, shoots him. He's dead. He's gone. So that's one of my theories that I had wrong, where I thought the big villain of this show is actually going to be Agee Smith, and the butterflies are going to be something else. Not true. Agee Smith is dead, and we got one more episode to take care of the cow, so the butterflies die. So this is great stuff because we have growth for Peacemaker. We have him come to terms with who his father really is, confronting him about it, just when he's looking at the possibility of losing everything, losing his team, losing Agee. Just, he's gonna have it all gone if he doesn't get rid of his father, who has already taken so much away from him. So that's great stuff. It fulfills this growth that the character has had, this path that he was set on from the beginning of the show, where he tried to love his father, he tried to be loved by his father, and something had to click in him, and now we see the fulfillment of that. And after he shoots his father, we see maybe the best acting John Cena has done in his entire life, where he's just distraught, where he can't believe what he did, because he had all those confrontations, he had all those realizations, but it's still his father, who for the longest time, a person he loved, he looked up to, and he wanted to get the approval of. So again, just great character stuff that leads to the scene at the veterinarian where Vigilante wants to kill them, and you have the whole male nurse thing. And then they have this pep talk where they're all getting ready, they nominate and vote for Harcourt as the new leader of the team. She takes that position, she takes that mantle, also herself going through this incredible character journey, being fulfilled right here. And then even the nurses and the veterinarian are fucking ready to go kill the cow, which is a really good moment. And Adebayo sees Peacemaker being hugged by Agee. He finally gets that picture. My two issues with this episode before we end this off, I will say, is as much as I think John Cena is great in the moment after he kills Agee Smith, the moment where he's with Agee and the veterinarian, you can see him trying, like legit, he's giving it his all, but it feels forced a little bit. I thought, it hit me that way, where it's a performance right now. It doesn't feel like earnest, genuine. It's John Cena trying to act and doing the best he can, but that particular moment didn't quite work for me. And I feel this episode should have come out with a finale. This episode where we see the massive alien that they have in this cave, where they're supposedly going to use teleportation to move it so the team, Peacemaker, and the others can't find it. And you have this massive alien with this one bucktooth that looks insane. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a literal cow, but holy shit, what the fuck is that? But I thought because there were these two storylines happening in this episode, we concluded one of them with the Agee Smith storyline really well, but then the other was just left hanging. Obviously, for obvious reasons, for the finale. But I do wish we could have seen this episode and the finale right away. I think they will work great together. And for that matter, the whole show will work together for binge purposes. But it has worked well week to week. And I think from episode 7 to 8, we needed to see both of those together, or at least a more conclusive portion for the butterfly storyline. But those are only my thoughts on this week's Peacemaker. I want to know your thoughts on it, so start the conversation in the comments below. And if you like what you saw here and like movies and TV, click that subscribe button and you won't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members Bruna and Stuart for making this video possible, and I'll be back very soon with my review for Uncharted. I hope to see you there, so until the next one, love each other and love the movies.